Hi Travelers, Tara, Hidden Lotus Tarot. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time making any announcements. If you want to know, I have posted some new items up to my website. If you haven't gone over to follow it, it's a blog. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can go over and follow the blog, and that way you'll be notified of when I post anything new. I do have some information up about the December readings that I said I was going to try to offer. I will be able to do that. So head on over to the blog. It's, I think, under December specials or something like that. Look around. There's already a booking form and a pay button. So that's it. We're going to get directly into the spread and see what the new moon in Sagittarius this December 11th, 2015 has in store for us. I don't know about you, but I am about ready for 2015 to end. It has been really somewhat of a challenging year. For myself, anyway. I can't speak for you. So, let's see. We've got the Casanovas today. I do have the Sibila cards, and I have the Heart Oracle Tarot. This will be a general reading for all signs. If it does not apply to you, then it does not apply. Please don't come back under the video saying it doesn't resonate with you. In order for you to get any specific information about any reading that I do on YouTube, you have to buy a personal reading. It is more specific to your situation. These are just general energies. All right, let's see. I have my booklet here because, as I said, I haven't gotten very, very familiar yet with the Casanova, so I may have to read some of the meanings or look them up so that I can give you, put it into context for you. All right, here we go. Well, the reading itself is kind of ambiguous. I can tell you from the get-go. But the card underneath the deck kind of balances it out. 9 cards, 3 rows, 3 columns. I have on the top row the 4 of Wands, the Strength card, the 7 of Swords. On the second row, I have the 5 of Coins, the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Coins, and then on the last row down, I have the Ace of Swords, the 4 of Coins, the 5 of Cups, and underneath the deck, I have the Magician card. Now, our focus card right in the center is this 9 of Wands. And let me see if I can show you the card here. And what the card is a woman half-dressed in a courtyard. She's got like these 9 wands, like a little fence. And then there's that Casanova up watching her. Let me give you the meaning of this card. I want to make sure that I get this right for you. The 9 of Wands speaks to vigilance, strength in adversity, to confine or defense. And basically, I would think with the way the energies have been lately, and a lot of the different situations I've been reading personally for people, it is about vigilance, watching yourself, watching others, watching your reactions and your speech, vice versa, you know, how people are speaking to you, perhaps putting up boundaries, not barriers, but boundaries, and defending those things that are very important to you, your self-esteem, your peace of mind, your spiritual well-being, emotional well-being, psychological well-being. This has been, I think, a really trying time for a lot of people in terms of their relationships. So I would say pretty much that this is, you know, is correct. The top line speaks to me of, we have another card of somewhat watching this Four of Wands. And I think I spoke to you when I did the impromptu reading. I think we had the Four of Wands come up. And I was telling you that this card is speaking about a person um, who is fully immersed in their emotions. The woman is standing in the water. Her emotions are very, very close to the surface, meaning that I would say, in one respect, that someone who's in touch with their emotions, but that perhaps there's a tendency for their emotions to um, surface quite unexpectedly, but that someone is watching them. I think in the impromptu reading, we were expecting, I can't remember, so, perhaps maybe someone thinking about returning. I don't see any cards of return here. What I do have is keeping up your strength and your energy during this tough time. Um, Also, this is about making plans and having conversations. Um, some of you perhaps would like to or have made plans in terms of contacting those people you haven't been in contact with for quite some time, but perhaps you're unsure how to do it. Your emotional um, stability perhaps is not as it should be. And some of you perhaps are really standing firm in those things that you believe in, and so you haven't contacted anyone. Um, but nevertheless, there are still these feelings of, we know that in the Rider-Waite deck, this speaks to feeling shut out and feeling isolated. Well, in this card, this represents taking responsibility for the things that you've done in order to where you find yourself in the situation that you're in now, whatever that situation may be. No one is blameless in any type of relationship. There are always two sides, quote unquote, to every story. It takes two to tango. So this is speaking to recognizing and owning up to or coming clean about your part in whatever the situation is. It looks as though here with this Two of Pentacles that even though some of you um, have some blocks and defenses up, you're still trying to move ahead to something new. This card speaks to, this Two of Coins speaks to, let me make sure I get this right, enjoyment, pleasure, and hedonism. So, it could be that you're just going out to go out, screw him or screw her. I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. But it's a two. This is something that's relatively new. It's still something that you're deciding about whether or not maybe it's the right thing for you to do, or if you should take a little bit more time out to assess the situation that you find yourself in. This Ace of Swords here, down at the bottom, we know that this Ace of Swords is going to represent awareness, triumph. It could even speak to revenge. Perhaps you've had to give somebody a dose of their own medicine, you know, but that someone, and this is a man or someone in a male role, has been busy, and it's not as though they're not giving any thought about the situation. It's just appearing to me as though this person has other things on their plate. So if you've been waiting to hear back from someone, or you've been wanting to have a conversation or make plans, and it appears that someone is quote unquote ignoring you or dismissing you or treating you lightly, know that in one respect, for some in this situation, it is simply that the person is busy right now and they can't add anything else to their plate. I know that doesn't soothe or, make you feel any better, but, this is a time for you. I think in the impromptu reading, I was saying this is a time for you to stand on your own 2 feet. So you need to figure out how to separate yourself in a sense that you should be finding your own things, finding your own self, finding your own way. And yes, there are some disappointments in this. However, this last line I find to be most interesting because this card, like I said, it speaks to awareness. It speaks to the power to choose for oneself and others. Okay. So sometimes a situation will come up where even though you don't have all of the facts, you have to make a decision based on faulty facts or faulty logic, incomplete facts, incomplete logic. You don't know what really the situation is. And so in a situation like that, if you have to make the decision, you're not just making that decision solely for yourself, but you're making it for others too. So I think this speaks to being aware of that. Yes, you may have to make a decision. Let's say if you make a decision to end something, for whatever reason, if you feel it's in your best interest, then you have to make the decision. But at the same time, I think where the conflict comes in is that that once you make the decision, there's a small window in which you can perhaps try to change that decision or alter that decision or adjust it so that you don't really lose a whole lot. But then there comes a certain point after time, once you've made the decision, that there is no going back. You have to sacrifice one path for another. And this does speak to the awareness. Along with this strength card sitting at the top and in the middle, it is, I think, really having the strength of character, of will, of determination, of passion in order to make the decision based upon the facts and information that you have. You can only do that. You can do no more. So if you're second guessing or questioning yourself, that's normal as well. But you have to figure out how to make peace with that. Now, this Four of Coins is speaking to mystery, avarice, thrift, being isolated in one's own greed. Someone who may be, for some of you, ignoring you. I said before that, perhaps they're not doing it on purpose. They have other things. But then for some of you, this is definitely someone who's ignoring you for their own needs, so to speak, or you may be doing that to someone. And you need to check that and figure out why that is. That's in a sense, it's like avoidance of an issue. And then with the Five of Cups, again, it's back to choices. And this is denial of a previous choice. So this whole line down at the bottom is speaking to awareness of your decisions for yourself and for others, being able to make that decision. Someone either ignoring you completely or you ignoring them, or someone who's just very, very busy and hasn't had the time to deal with the issue. But that indeed there are some undercurrents of thinking, of being aware of what the situation is. I can see this line here. This is about plans. This is about planning. This is about plots. This is about having a conversation, sitting down and talking to someone. And again, it's sort of speaking to that that's not happening because someone is moving forward for their own pleasure. And even though they're trying to move forward, and perhaps that's why it's a 2, they're trying to move forward, but it's like it's not working because in the background, this is going on. They're remembering things from before. They're remembering all of the nuances and the conversations and the conflict and the strife and the good things that happened in a particular situation. This diagonal here, the Four of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and then the Five of Cups. With the Four of Wands, again, we're speaking about an agreement, a refuge. So it's kind of like cross purposes. Two people working at cross purposes. They have the same idea. They have the same desires. They have the same wants. They have the same needs. But for whatever reason, things just aren't coalescing or gelling. you know, maybe, you know, one person's not ready, or maybe the other person's like super ready. And so they're at cross purposes right now. And so there are defenses put up. That's pretty much speaks to what it does in the Rider-Waite deck. Now, I have noticed that we have this diagonal here. We go from strength to really something that just didn't, it just fell apart. And I think that two people are to blame. So we're going from a 5 to a 4, and now it's down to a 2. And oddly enough, there's only two major arcana cards in the spread itself. This is the Strength card, and then we have the Magician card. Now, I think what's relevant about the Magician card coming out underneath the deck, and then right underneath it, we have this Page of Wands. We are in Sagittarius, that is a fire sign. We're moving into the sign of Sagittarius, and for some of us or some of you, this is going to stir up a lot of passion. We have some planetary transits going on. And then at the end of the year, we have Uranus coming direct. Now, Uranus is all about sudden changes, sudden news, sudden upheaval, things happening out of the blue, positive and or negative, depending on how you look at it. But I think the Sagittarian energy, this fire energy, along with this Page of Wands here, is going to fuel us to move forward going into 2016, in whatever manner that means for you. This Magician card does not speak to the same thing as, in a sense it does, as in the Rider-Waite deck, but the keywords are initiative, single knowledge, ability, cunning, willpower, and independence of thought. So it's like all of a sudden this energy, this fire energy comes in, and it's like a sweeping, it's like a forest fire. It just rushes in and it burns down all of the old growth and leaves space for something new to come in. So I would think that that's why this card was underneath. So there are going to be changes for a lot of us in a lot of different areas of our lives. I think some of it will be sudden and unexpected. We are gearing up and preparing going into 2016 for the new eclipse season to start again in March. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a bit of information quickly on what the Strength card. First, I want to read what the Strength card really says in this deck. It says energy, courage, passion, transport, the triumph of intelligence over brute force, and the dedication to a just cause. So you need to figure out what your just cause is. And instead of trying to bang someone over the head with your ideas, you need to use your intellect and be a little bit more soft and seductive. That's not really the right word, but a little bit more. And I don't want to say cunning, because that also has a negative connotation, but you just want to be a little bit softer. You know, what's that? You can catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. So it may be that you just need to, with all of this fire energy coming in and you wanting to rush around, we have a Mars transit. Mars is all about drive and aggression. So you may feel like you want to go, or you want things to move ahead. But right now, we also have Saturn in Sagittarius. Right now, we're just not able to. We need to do some readjusting. I would like to look at, really, this Two of Coins to see what this is all about. Now, I've been talking about perhaps wanting to have conversations with someone, being disappointed about not having those conversations or interactions, or maybe even face-to-face meetings, that someone has either been very, very busy and hasn't had the opportunity, or they just don't have room on their plate, or someone deliberately ignoring. And what I have with the Sibilas is the Viaggio, which speaks to the trip or the visit. I have the Yardro, the thief. And then I have the letter about communications. Now I could say on the face value of these three cards, this says that someone who was planning a trip, that trip was changed and you're going to get news about it. But I could also say that given the energies that have come up, you are now receiving the news in whatever fashion that is. It could be from, you know, dreams. It could be from intuition. It could be from actual text messages or phone calls or emails that someone is not coming. Okay. You may not even get the hint in a text message or an email. You just, again, you may not hear from them. And in which case that is also a message. And they are, in a sense, doing things for their own pleasure. I know that's kind of a tough message to hear, but that's the way it is. On this 5 of Cups, I have the L'amante, the female lover. I have the Domestico, and I have the Giovanni Fanciulla. Now, this is denial of a previous choice. And what this is saying to me, this involves a woman. There is some kind of, now this Domestico, yes, he's a helper. He can be an employee. He can be, you know, a collaborator, but he's typically not, his help is not above board, so to speak. And then we have the Giovanni Fanciulla. Now, I could read this in 2 ways. I could read this in terms of denial of a previous choice, that this is about a woman who is being helped by another young woman, in whatever sense that means. Or I can say that whatever the situation is, why there is no communication, no contact, why someone is ignoring or being ignored, that in a sense, this is a help to you, even though it's a crappy kind of help, and that this help is in the end going to be successful, because this card can also speak to the success of things or a change coming in. I want to take a look quickly at this Ace of Swords. Now, this card speaks to awareness or to making decisions for yourself and others. And again, we're speaking about perhaps you've had to make a decision, or you're contemplating making a decision without all the facts and the knowledge. This is the Belvedere. This is great foresight. This is the Fidelity card. This is the Fidelity card, or the Loyalty card. And then this is the Alegria. This is the one that speaks to family and friends. And so, in a sense, what this is saying to me is that if you're going through this situation right now, your awareness is now being triggered that it is your family and friends that can help you through that. Even though you want to remain true to your vision, your hopes, your desires, your dreams, your wishes, for whatever reason at this time, those things are not being granted to us. I would take it that we do have other lessons to learn, or maybe just the timing is not right. So to try to maintain the effort that you have in moving forward, and particularly during this holiday season, that you don't allow yourself to get down and get depressed, and to fall into a cycle of negative thinking, a negative thought pattern. Lastly, I would like to look at this Magician card. Now, this is interesting because I have 2 cards of communication here. The Messaggere has come out, messages from the past, and the Militare. And then I have the Conversation. So it would appear to me you do have the powers of manifestation, singularity of thought, willpower, and that right now, because sometimes troops can block, it can speak to being caught, pinned down in a place, not being able to move, so to speak, but it could also mean covert movement or hidden movement, someone actually making plans, doing things behind the scenes. to where perhaps you will be able to sit down and have a conversation with this person that you're longing to speak to. Again, as I say, I don't think that the energy is right now. It looks as though we may have to wait until after the new year. Maybe that's what this Uranus direct coming up. I think it's on the 30th or the 31st. I think that's what that's going to unstick things for us, and it's going to be something sudden and unexpected. Again, if you'd like more insight into your personal situation, you can go over. I've got specials running out for December. I only have limited spots and spaces, so if you'd like to book, you can do so. Okay, now, this is, the card is Strengthening Bonds. I love these oracle cards. They always seem to, and if I'm not mistaken, y'all know I don't know these cards, it's a Pentacles card because it's red. It is. And this is the Ace of Pentacles, okay? So we have an Ace of Pentacles with an Ace of Swords, and underneath we have a Page of Wands, okay? So to me, this is speaking to, indeed, new energies about to come in. This is the new moon, so if you got to do any manifestation intentions list, you have from now until the 15th to get your intentions down and out into the universe. The keywords for the Strengthening Bond cards are stability, reality, grounded, and your health. So if any of you maybe are waiting on news from, I don't know, doctor, lab results, test results, or whatever, rest assured that you're going to get something. It says the potential exists now to bring greater stability to your relationships. Be realistic about what you can expect from others and what you can offer in return. Be consistent and clear in your actions and demand the same. By taking a down-to-earth approach, your expectations of other people are more likely to be met and relationships will be strengthened. Scattered emotional energy will not serve you. Be sure to ground yourself. Steady and calm energy will translate into secure and strong relationships. To ground yourself, take a walk in nature and connect with the energy of the trees and Mother Earth herself. Enjoy greater health by exercising and eating well. A healthy body will help you feel confident about yourself and your abilities. This self-assured energy will enable you to improve current relationships and attract new ones as well. So when you're spending time in negative thought patterns, negative behavioral patterns, you're caught in the same cycle. You're expecting your partner to read your mind, to intuit what it is that you're feeling or that you're thinking, or that they're supposed to automatically know what it is that you need from them. This creates a lot of conflict and arguments and stress and strife that not only affects the relationship, but also your personal health and the personal health of the partner, the person you're involved with. So try to be clear and consistent in your communications when you get the chance to do that. If you get the chance to do that, if this person that you're waiting to hear from, you don't get an opportunity to hear from them, and you make the decision that I'm just going to go ahead and move forward, then carry this message with you into the future so that when you meet the next person, okay, who steps in, you're going to be ready to deal with them. All right, that's all that I have for you today. I hope these messages helped. Again, you can head on over to hiddenlotustarot.com and check out the announcements over there on the blog site. All right, so until then, Namaste, travelers.